Thank you for tuning in to Wsju Radio, the #1 college radio station for interviewing rappers. No other college radio station is doing like us. This is your host, Kev. We got special guests dropping hits like Big Dog, Send Them, and G Code, Jah Fiinesse in the building.
You know the vibes, MMO things.
What's good? How you feeling?
I'm feeling real good right now, I'm not gonna lie.
So, where are you from?
I'm from Uptown. We Uptown right now by like Boston Road. Feel me? Uptown Bronx, you know where we at.
Coming up from Uptown to Bronx, like who did you grow up listening to?
I grew up listening to a lot of Zico, Nico, a lot of A Boogie, G Herbo, Dirk. I was inspired by a lot of rappers, I'm not gonna lie. Chef G, Sleepy, Bobby. It's a lot of rappers I grew up listening to. Like, inspired me to start rapping.
So, we from New York and all that. So I want to do a little game. Like, who would you rather listen to? Lil TJ or A Boogie?
That's a hard one. Boogie. I gotta get to Boogie. I'm not gonna lie. Gotta get to Boogie.
So we're gonna do a style, melodic New York style or the Brooklyn drill?
Damn, you giving me some hard ones. I'm not gonna lie. I gotta give it to the melodic sound though. That's what I really have more fun making. I like to mix it in though.
Yeah, I seen on Instagram that you're starting to do a little bit of drill with that video. I was
with the melodies and everything. I try to stay versatile. I'm not gonna lie.
And the last one is two upcoming artists: J.I. the Prince or Stunner Gambino.
Stunner. I gotta give it to my son Stunner. He been making some flocks.
Some
flocks lately.
At what age did you start rapping?
I've been rapping all my life, but I ain't take it serious until my senior year in high school when I was 17.
Oh, okay. That was how old are you now?
I'm 19 now.
So it's been 2 years. Oh, okay. So when I was looking up, doing my research, I saw the first song you ever posted was Mar.
Yeah.
And then the most recent song is Big Dog. How do you think you improved as an artist? Even though it was 9 months from one song to the other.
Not gonna lie. It's a lot of things have changed since that video. Everything, I try to take things to another level. I like to keep elevating. For me, so in Marmar, I wasn't even driving the rate for Marmar. I was just in it. And Big Dog, that was when I got my license and shit. I'm whipping it. This shit just feel different. I just grew as a person.
So when you look up on YouTube, we seen a barbershop freestyle. Is that you?
Yeah, that was me.
That was
a
a year and a half ago too.
Yeah,
I was
that's a throwback.
I was should I mention that? Because I don't know if you want. That's a real throwback. That said 2 years.
That was before I even dropped my first vid. That was when I was listening to I'm not gonna lie. That was when I was listening to a lot of TJ. He fake inspired me a lot too.
All right, yeah, because I want to do my research. I want to make sure I know who I'm talking to.
Yeah, you in tune. Yeah, that's a fact.
So how did you come up with the name Jah Fiinesse?
What you mean?
How did you come up with the name Jah Fiinesse?
Oh, the meaning behind it, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of TP, but
nah, you don't want to mention it. Yeah, I'm not. This ain't Vlad TV. I'm not trying to indict you.
Nah, I'm gonna put y'all on. I never told nobody. I never told nobody. Jah is it's part of my name, but nobody really knows my name. You feel me? But it has to do with my real name. My name starts with Jah.
Okay.
But it's not my full name. But we're gonna TP that.
All right, no, that's fine. For people who are listening to it for the first time and hearing this interview and all that, what 3 songs would you want them to hear first from you?
3 songs. Definitely, I want them to hear Marmar, because that's my first official video. And then I want them to hear my latest song to really hear my growth and see my growth even in the image category, everything. So, and then my 3rd song, my track with Chef G. I'm not gonna lie, that track is hard.
Speaking about Chef G, we seen you collab with a bunch of people we interviewed in the past. Chef G and also Rel Briscoe.
Yeah, Rel's my dog. So, he's supposed to be here right now. That's crazy.
Yeah. So who else would you want to collab with?
Up and coming right now?
It could be both. It doesn't have to be in New York. It could be in Chicago, anywhere.
A few artists I like to collab with, I'm not gonna lie. It's an artist in Jamaica right now that's fake, that's been buzzing, Skilly Bang. He's nice. I don't know if y'all heard about him yet, but he's coming up. My boy Stunner, he been making a lot of flocks lately. Who else? Last artist. Not gonna lie. Other than those two artists, really just my mans. Like my son Mel Blitz, my son Briscoe. I don't really like, it's only a few artists I rock with, but I like to really like make songs with my mans most of the time, you feel me? Build them up too.
So, you know the story of how you and Chef G linked up at SOBs and all that. So I want to know a different story. Like, how did you link up with Rel Briscoe? How's that relationship?
Rel Briscoe been my mans. He live uptown. That been my mans. Like, for me, we always like been like students of the game, like always like putting each other on to stuff and shit like that. And we always like built our fan bases separately though. So I'm like, it came to the point where I'm like, yo, I know our fans would like to see like one like collaboration with the both of us. And I know they've been asking, they've been wondering like when we was gonna collab. So when we dropped that, they appreciated that. And that shit went out.
That's Too Much, right?
Yeah.
So we will ever see a Too Much Part 2?
Yeah, hell yeah. Too Much Part 2 coming soon. Y'all Man Flow Part 2 coming soon too.
Right. So, we seen people listening to this probably want to collab with you, and, you want to collab with these people. How much would you want to charge them for a feature price if they want a feature from Jah Fiinesse?
I'm not going to lie, a band plus. It really depends. Like, if I listen to your songs and I'm really, like, vibing with it, I could work something out, you feel me? But I'm starting with a band plus.
Okay. So I've seen on Instagram that you're managed by CEO Data and stuff like that. How did he become your manager, and how much has he helped in your career?
I'm not gonna lie, he helped a lot. Like, shout out to him. That's the real big dog right there. Feel me? BFS. He reached out to me when I dropped my first video, and he just been holding it down since then, to be honest.
Back to where we're from, New York. Why do you think people said New York is the hardest place to come out of?
Because New York got so much, like, talent and flocks coming out, you feel me? Everybody applying pressure in New York right now. So it's a lot of, like, feel me? It's a lot going on with New York right now. So you got to really, like, feel me? Make yourself different to really, like, stand out. Because there's a lot of talent. Nah, for real, though.
How do you separate yourself from them all the New York artists, all these upcoming New York artists?
Honestly, I just make sure I go my hardest. Like, I make sure, like, if I'm doing something, I'm doing it, like, with, like, 100%. 100%. I feel like as long as I'm giving my 100%, I'm doing enough.
Okay. So what do you think was the best advice you ever gotten in the rap industry?
The best advice? That's a good question.
Yeah, we come with all the good questions.
Yeah, that's a good question. Not gonna lie. That's a good question. The best advice I would have to say, like, to keep going. Because that's what I hear, like, all the time. Like, anytime I talk to anybody and they fuck about music, they always tell me to keep going. So that advice, like, that always, like, stick in my head.
Consistency is key.
Consistency. No cap.
So, do you like to freestyle or do you like to write your raps?
I'm not gonna lie, I do both. My latest songs, I've been freestyling. Sometimes I'll even, like, make the hook for the song and then freestyle the verse when I go in the stew, to be honest.
So when you write, how do you deal with writer's block?
Writer's block, I'm not gonna lie, whenever I run into, like, writer's block, I just take a break a little bit, because I feel like sometimes you just gotta, like, go with the motions, go through something, like, get some experiences, and then go back to the booth. You're gonna have fresh ideas and shit like that.
All right. So what keeps you motivated? Like, what keeps you focused? Like, not lose track, not be no doubtful type of shit, all that.
To be honest, everybody depending on me. I have a lot of people depending on me right now. So I can't slip. That's what keep me motivated, to be honest.
All right. So I want a fun type of question. What was the best experience you ever had as a rapper?
Best experience.
I'm not gonna lie. It could be fucking me stop. I don't know.
I'm not gonna lie, my first show at SOBs. I'm not gonna lie so far, bro. That show was a movie. That was the first time I ever, like, performed in front of a crowd like that. It was a lot of people there, so I was overwhelmed. And then that's when I met my son Chef too, and then he showed a lot of love. So, like, that was, like, I was overwhelmed. That shit was a good experience. I'm not gonna lie.
What made you realize that you can turn this rap into a career? Like first paycheck, first, you know, you talk about your first show. What, is that the time that you thought that you can make this into a career?
It was a lot of times. I feel like sometimes like sometimes I be losing like encouragement, but it's always something that just always come around to like remind me like, yo, keep going, you're not that far. So the show at SOBs, my first 100K views, my first 200K views, like everything, to be honest.
So you know, he's speaking about SOBs, and that's where you perform. What else have you performed at?
Other than that, I only been performing at like party events, club events, stuff like that. But SOBs was a night to remember.
What was the farthest you had to travel to perform?
The farthest, I would have to say Queens. And that's not even that far, but that's the farthest, I'm not gonna lie.
All right, no,
Uptown.
So, you know, what is the feeling now from back in the day in Uptown when you was walking, no one coming up to you talking about your music? Now you walking.
Yo, y'all know about that. Yo, I be at drive-thrus, and then people would just come up to me at the window. That's why I be having to tint the window sometimes, because I was in a drive-thru the other day, and I was in a fishbowl. I'm at the drive-thru. One thing about Uptown, we love fast cars, I'm not gonna lie. But I was at the drive-thru the other day, I was in a fishbowl, somebody came out, Wendy's, just to dap me up. I'm like, that's crazy, you had to roll down the window and everything. Like, that shit is like, I appreciate that shit so much, bro. I'm not gonna lie, that shit's so motivating, bro.
All right, so what can we expect from you in the future? Future visuals, EPs, tape?
A whole lot of flocks. I'm dropping a tape in June. I ain't tell nobody yet. Y'all the first ones to know about that, too.
Any name or nah? Not yet.
Uptown Baby, the EP. You know the vibes.
All right, so the last question, I always ask this to everyone. What type of legacy do you want the name around Jah Fiinesse? When people think of Jah Fiinesse, what should they associate it with it?
When people think of Jah Fiinesse, I want them to think like he was the type of person, he always wanted to share the spotlight. If you look at like anything I do, I always like big up my friends. Even if you listen to my music, I'm always shouting out to my friends. I'm always like trying to share the spotlight with my whole team. I'm always shouting out MMO things. I want everybody to look at everybody around me, not just the artists.
All right, so thank you for tuning in to Wsju Radio. You want to state your socials and where people can find you at?
You can find me, Jah Fiinesse, on every platform. My name the same on every platform. Remember to put 2 I's in the finesse, though.
All right, thank you for tuning in.
MMO team.